Hello everybody, I am JayLeonardJ. I got 3 Teran T-N3 slim guitars. They have different pickups in them and slightly different wiring. Let's go hear how much of a difference they all have between each other. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, the pickups you use and how you wire them into your guitar will have a huge impact on not only how your guitar sounds and how it reacts to your amplifier, but also in how you actually play the guitar, how you want to attack the strings, and what kind of playing it will complement. It's actually quite a huge difference to me, and I'm really hoping it's gonna come across in the video today because we're gonna experiment with that exact same thing. I got 3 really cool guitars from Teran Guitars in Canada. They are all the same model. It is the T-N3 Slim, which is like a thin-liney Nashville pickup layout, telly-ish sounding guitar. They all are the same models and they all share pretty much the same specs. So maple torrefied quarter-sawn neck, rosewood fingerboard, ash tops, Babbage bridges, hip shot locking tuners. The only big difference I know is these 2 guitars here use Carina back inside and the black one is mahogany. If you close your eyes and play these, they feel fairly identical. I wouldn't be able to pick them out with my eyes closed. And the way they play acoustically is very, very similar. They're really, really, really close. So what is the difference? Well, in the T-N3 Slim models, there are 3 different types you can choose. There is the country version, the rock version, and the all-rounder version. And the difference is pickups and electronic wiring. So this one here has a more traditional medium to light wind-ish classic kind of guitar sound. This one has overwound pickups which uses actually a slightly different wire in the middle pickup and uses 500K pots, so different potentiometers. Very different sounding guitar. And then this one over here is a combination of both of these guitars, as well as having a slightly overwound middle pickup. And I believe there's a couple other things which we'll dig into in a little bit. And let's just see what kind of difference we can get on all these guitars. All right, so let's start off with this one. This one is the twangier version, the country model. It has Alnico 5 pickups, or yeah, magnets on the pickups, and sounds very classic and very lovely. Look at how open the neck sounds. I really like the way this neck pickup sounds, really clear. This is the bridge pickup, very twangy again. And because these are slightly on the lighter side, at least for these 3 guitars, it has a really wonderful open sounding in-between position. I always find that the lighter wind the pickups are, the better the in-between position sounds. And you can hear that glassiness and that phasiness. Here's the other in between. You can hear just in general as I'm playing this guitar, I tend to be quite short and pokey with it. It's because the attack is very quick and it has a nice pop to it. It really brings things out. And then when I turn the gain, you could hear there's still lots of clarity in it. This is the bridge. And the in-between positions have still tons of sparkle when you get in the in-between position. It has this glassiness. You could hear it in the right upper peaks of it. So I would use this guitar for funk stuff, for country stuff, precision playing, or if I just really want to make sure that I have this sizzle going on when I put the gain. It's almost like the guitar is fighting with the overdrive for dominance, and it's like a constant battle being waged. It's a really nice sound. Now let's go in the other direction. We got ourselves this one over here. This one has a much hotter wind on the pickups here, and the middle pickup actually uses a different wire. It's a 43 gauge wire, and it's more like a telly neck in the fact that it's more compressed and it has more mids. But let's hear what it sounds like, again, clean. So you can hear it's a much higher wind, so it should be fatter, but we have 500K pots here. And what the 500K pots are gonna do is it's gonna open up the pickups in the upper end just a little bit and kind of, I guess, reveal a little bit more of that upper resonant peak. So it's gonna be fat, but it's gonna be still precise. When I get to the bridge pickup, you'll hear it's much fatter and it kind of feels slower. You hear how it doesn't twang as much as the other one does? It's a much more kind of hotter, more thicker, juicier kind of thing. This is the middle pickup. Really hollow sounding. And then when I get the in-between positions, you'll hear it doesn't have that super stingy stuff up top. It still sounds phasey, but almost like a little less wild. Now when I add the gain, we're gonna get something a little bit smoother, but still quite clear because of those 500K pots. see it's letting itself be distorted a little easier. It's a louder sounding guitar, so it's pushing the amp a little bit more, and it's saturating a little bit more, just more saturated everywhere. And then we go with the in-between. Again, it's still out of phasey, but not quite as edgy as the other cassette. Next. Just juicy and really lovely. I like the way this distorts because it's a fatter guitar that still has the clarity from the 500K pots. It's really, really neat. And now let's hear the difference. This is the bridge pickup, all right? Now listen to this one. It's gonna be a completely different guitar. Really different, right? I could even feel it. It just feels like scratchier. Like if I do short like stabs, you'll hear it. Really different. Let's go clean. Check out the twang difference. So you can tell I really want to play these differently. I want to be tighter with this one. I want to be looser with this one, but still good sounds. I like the way this distorts. I like the way it kind of gives in a little bit, and I just like the edge of this. So it really comes down to your taste, but you can definitely hear that difference. Now, let's get to the third guitar, all right? In my opinion, this is called the all-rounder model. It's supposed to be a combination of these two. So actually, it has 250K pots, like this guitar over here. And it has the neck pickup of this model as well. But it has the bridge pickup of the rock model. So it's gonna be a much beefier sounding pickup, especially the fact that it's going through 250K pots instead of 500K pots. And finally, we have that middle pickup, and it's slightly hotter wound than this one over here, all right? So let's hear what we got over here. Let's go plug this thing in, and you're gonna hear, actually in my opinion, this might be the darkest guitar of the three. Check out the neck pickup. Very smooth and very warm. Now check this out. Here's something that's really interesting. This should be the same neck pickup as this one. And the wiring, the wood, everything is the same, but listen to the difference. I'm gonna play this one. Now listen to this one. Now that's a very, very different sound. My theory is I open these up, the wiring's the same, the specs are the same. What I think it is it comes down to the neck pickup cover. This is a raw nickel cover, and I believe it's not interfering with the magnet and the strings as much as this one. This seems to be a nickel plated thing. I'm not sure if it's nickel plated nickel or nickel plated brass or whatever. But you can definitely hear there's more of an influence on the pickup cover between the two models. I'll play it again, check this out. Just so much smoother, so much, I guess I would say thicker is the sound I'm looking for. Now, I don't know if you're hearing the difference as much as I am, but it's a big difference in sound. But not only that, but because they sound different, that one's a little bit spankier, this one's a little bit juicier. I just want to play everything smoother. I also want to play things with a slightly lighter touch because I feel like there's a wall. There's like a compression wall. Whereas this one, I want to play a little bit harder because I want to get that plinkiness, but I'm not getting the same plinkiness. When I hit it, it's still round. So I actually can do the light and the heavy touch, and it's going to be a completely different experience on the other. And then let's go again to that bridge pickup. Again, much more smooth, not quite as twangy, but let's hear the difference between, these should be the same bridge pickup. The only difference is this is a 500K, this is 250. Let's hear the difference. You hear how that 500K just kind of highlights that resonant peak a little bit more? And because this is a slightly hotter wound middle pickup, the in-between positions aren't going to be quite as out of phasey, but just give you kind of that hint of phasiness. It's a very different sound. I actually like it less for that kind of stuff and more for the open arpeggios. Now, let's see what happens with the gain. Because it's slightly warmer all over the place, when I turn on that gain, you can hear how it just succumbs to the distortion. There's no fidgety high-end stuff to fight against the distortion. It just kind of gets enveloped in the sea of saturation. Let's go hear the same thing, only with the black guitar. Again, it's the same pickup, just different pots. And then again with the light wound over here. Let's go to the neck. I also like the smooth in-between positions with the distortion. There's not a lot to muddy up the upper frequencies. It just sounds really, really solid and foundational while being nice and out of phasey. Well, that is it. That is the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to the page if you haven't done so already. Check out the links in the description below. And if you want to hear my review on these 3 guitars, which one was my favorite, please check it out on Patreon. I do all my reviews on Patreon, sponsored by the Patreon supporters, and all my other videos are done right here on YouTube. My questions for you, however, is if you could pick one of these guitars, which one would be the one you would go for and why? Write it in the comment section below. That being said, I'll see you all soon. Take care and goodbye.